Hi everybody, my name's Mark Little. I am 1/3 of the founding team of Pynk and CMO, and hence the funky pink jacket. So, if I can get the clicker to work. Let me start with the problem. If we think about the retail investment market and how dramatically it's changed in the last 10 years, there's a big problem for millennial investors in that they take on the heavy burden of investing themselves. We call this solo investors. This is very different from, say, my parents' generation, who would always invest via a financial advisor, someone with a professional qualification and years of experience under their belt. And this is compounded by the fact that most millennial investors, well, 33% of millennial investors are technically financially illiterate, so they don't know what they're doing. Our solution is something we call social investing. So we gamify the investing process and we reward those that make a positive contribution to our crowd wisdom system. It's the crowd wisdom system that fuels our investment fund side of the business, an investment fund that is open to everybody. So how does it work? Well, we have 10,000 Pynksters, as we call them, in 160 countries around the world. And these predictors, they make predictions on financial assets. And we aggregate this data and we run it through our Rose AI. And the AI tells us which super predictors to go with or go against, depending on any particular market condition. Finally, our team of financiers overlay technical analysis and financial insight to make a final decision on whether to trade or invest. Actually, we're out of the market 2/3 of the time, and that's part of the reason of our success. So in terms of the traction, if we look at our proof of concept fund, which has been running since February, you can see from the pink line that we're outperforming our competitor set. And actually what's really interesting is in the last 3 months, as we feed more crowd data into the machine learning, it's getting more and more accurate. So in the last 3 months, we've delivered 9.5% return, which is 40% on an annualized basis. Our market is the $4.5 trillion retail investment market. Within that, the addressable market is the $221 billion market, which is the entrepreneurial mindset 28 to 45-year-olds. We believe they'll be our first investors. How do we make money? It's very simple. We charge 0.12% of assets under management. And as you can see, we're quite ambitious in terms of scaling for the next 5 years. Our target is 2 billion euros assets under management. We're building that growth based on 2 channels. Firstly, D2C via our own investment app. And secondly, via B2B2C, so we want to partner with fintech challenger banks, and those conversations are happening now. Our rockstar team is led by Seth Ward, our CEO. He exited a business called Scout 7, which used crowd wisdom to source Premiership football players in the UK. Our COO is Rupert Barksfield, serial tech entrepreneur. Our superstar trader is Louis. He is our AI and quant lead, JP Morgan and Barclays, and now at MFUG. And myself, who brings 20 years of D2C marketing experience from Unilever and Disney. In terms of awards and partners, we were noted by Business Insider as a top 10 startup to watch coming out of Money 2020. We're partnered with Royal Bank of Scotland and NatWest, UK retail banks. And you'll notice that 360 Lab logo there is actually an Austrian-based accelerator in Graz. So I was there yesterday with those guys. And very excitingly, 2 weeks ago, we made it to the semi-finals of the Web Summit pitch competition. So we're top 16 of 2,000 startups. In terms of our competition, the way we look at it is eToro started the social investing category. They have already achieved unicorn status in the last 7 years. They have 10 million users. However, 75% of those 10 million users are losing money on CFDs. It says so on their app. What we're doing is social investing 2.0, and we want to deliver consistently high returns for our Pynkster community, whilst reducing the risk and reducing the cost at the same time. The ask, we are currently raising 2 million on an 8 million pre-money valuation. If you're interested and want to join us on our journey, come and talk to me afterwards, as we say, because none of us are as smart as all of us. Thank you.